Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be talking about the Toronto Raptors. Yes, the Toronto Raptors. And what I wanted to talk about the Toronto Raptors is about the fact that this is a team that has 20 players on the roster right now. That's the most you can go into training camp. Also, allegedly, I made a video on this. Scotty Barnes said during a live stream that they're signing Jared Culver. He has yet to be signed. I want to hear Toronto Raptors fans. Do you have any information on what's going on with Jared Culver? Because he's been working out in Toronto Raptors gear, and Scotty Barnes alleged that he was the Raptors were signing him. So I'm just a bit confused on that information because, you know, when your star guy Scotty Barnes says he's going to come here, you know, is that going to happen? Because the fact that suppose he's been working out. But either way, let me tell you the whole roster and let's get right into today's video. Who do you think is going to make the roster and why? Let me hear your thoughts down below. Who are they going to cut? Because they're going to have to cut a few guys. And I'm going to tell you this roster by years of service, basically. So oldest players to youngest players, and in a sense of how many years they played. Thad Young, Otto Porter, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Kem Birch, Chris Boucher. Okay, right there. Those 8 are locks. Now, Gary Trent, 9 lock. Okay, Precious Achiuwa, 10 lock. Scotty Barnes, 11 lock. Now, Delano Banton, 12 lock on the roster. Malachi Flynn, I think, is lock on the roster, 13. That's where it starts to get interesting because they have, you know, guys like Josh Jackson, DJ Wilson, okay, Justin Shapeni, Gabe Brown, and Christian Koloku's a lock, so that's 14. So there's really only one roster spot being fought for between Gabe Brown, Justin Shapeni, I believe it would be DJ Wilson and Josh Jackson. So 4 dudes gunning for one roster spot while Jeff Dalton and Ron Harper. Now, out of the 4 dudes that we just said that are fighting for a roster spot, they are Josh Jackson, DJ Wilson, Justin Shapeni, and Gabe Brown. Gabe Brown's my least likely to make the roster because they signed him to an Exhibit 10, which basically means that they want him to come to their training camp and then he'll join their Raptors 905 squad in the G League. And he'll get like $50K bonus for doing so. So while if you look at the money, so DJ Wilson only has $250,000 guaranteed this year. And the guarantee increases to fully guaranteed if he's not waived by the first day of the regular season. Justin Shapeni has a similar thing. He has $325,000. So honestly, it goes Gabe Brown is the first guy that's probably going to be waived. Second guy is, you know, you could argue that DJ Wilson and Justin Shapeni could be the 2 guys that get waived because their contracts are partially guaranteed and become fully guaranteed if they stay on the roster for the entirety, you know, for the start of the season. While I believe Josh Jackson has a similar deal to DJ Wilson, so I believe Josh Jackson must have a partial guaranteed on his deal. I personally think in their best interest, the 2 guys that should be fighting for this roster spot, I love Justin Shapeni. He's awesome, but I think Josh Jackson or DJ Wilson could be the guy. Like Josh Jackson gives them the length, the defense, and potentially could do everything that they need him to do. Like if he played like he did for Memphis in his first season in Detroit, Josh Jackson's a perfect fit off the bench for them. Great reclamation project. DJ Wilson is if they need more shooting. The big thing with Josh Jackson, he's going to make this roster if he shows he can shoot the ball in training camp. DJ Wilson, on the other hand, you know, he played a few games for the Raptors, and in 14 minutes a night is probably whoever gets this role, it's probably going to be a role like this. 14 minutes a night, he put up 7.5 points, 4 points, 1.5 assists, 1.5 steals, a little under half a block, shooting 73% from the field. I know that those numbers are skewed, but still, okay. I want to hear your thoughts. Who's going to make the Raptors roster and why? I personally, for me, I think it should be Josh Jackson because if you look at Josh Jackson, if he can just average what this man did back in his first year with the Pistons, okay, he was cooking in the first year with the Pistons, and even on the Grizzlies he was good, but his Grizzlies year, he was shooting 44% and 32% from 3, 9 points. But with the Pistons in his first season, he got 13.5 points, about a block, and steal a game. 2.5 assists, 4 rebounds, 73% from the free throw line, 30% from 3, 42% from the field in 25 minutes a night. Not bad.